Hi, yogis. I wanted to explain this week's assignment of loading a photo of yourself in a pose from this week's vinyasa onto a new tool that we're going to be using a lot in this course called Voicethread. And Voicethread is terrific because it's kind of fun to play with, which you'll see as I show you what we're going to be doing this week. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to choose the assignment that you're going to be doing, which is uploading a photo submission to Voicethread. So you're going to go to the bottom of this one, and I give a lot of explanation about how to do it, so you can read along there, and there'll be a video as well. So I just wanted to point out that you can take the picture in a variety of ways. You can use your camera or your computer to take the picture of yourself in this pose. You can also use the webcam photo, which is allowed in Voicethread itself. There's it'll use either your phone or your laptop's camera to take the picture of you, and it'll just give you a countdown and you can take the picture. All right. So we're going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to ask you to comment on top of it. So I'm going to show you how to comment on top of it. So I'm going to go to the very bottom to access it. Oh, and it's turned off. So let me just refresh here and I will get back to this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the bar and it says that it's going to open up Voicethread in a new window. So if you're confused about what your assignment is, you can always go back to this page, which will be in the tab right next to it. So now we're going to open a new tab in Voicethread. So here we are in Voicethread. The first time you go in, you're going to have to put your college email in there. But after that, it will automatically drop you into your account. So right now it's finding my account. Here we go. So anyway, I'm going to get rid of this one so I can redo it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you how to bring in a photo. So I'm going to click on Create, which is right up here at the top, Create. And then I'm going to go into Add Media. And as I mentioned before, you can either add the media from your computer. You can do it if you're going in through the app to Voicethread. You can do it from your phone. You may have to take your phone picture and put it on your laptop in order to use your laptop. So and you can also use the webcam within Voicethread, which will give you a countdown and it'll just take the picture of you right then and there. But I'm going to go through my computer because I already took this picture and I'm going to upload it. So I'm going to go to yoga poses and find one that I made. And this one is called Phyllis. Let's see. I have to move myself, I think. Where is it? Okay, Phyllis in crescent lunge. And I'm going to bring that one in by just clicking open, and it's uploading it. Okay. And as it uploads it, it opens up this ability for me to add a title. So when it goes on, it has a title. So I want to make sure to put my name at the beginning of the title. So I'm going to call this one Phyllis doing crescent lunge. Obviously, it knows I've already been here doing this. So, and I'm going to click save. Now, if I forgot to add the title, you see a little crayon here, and that will allow you to go back into that and retitle it. So, I'm not going to bother because I already did that, but just wanted to let you know that. If you don't like the picture, you can always click over here and trash it and put a new one in. I don't know if you saw, I'm going to redo this one for a minute because I do want you to see what it looks like when it's processing, because that's something that you may not be used to. So let me do that one more time so you can see it again and you can see what the processing looks like. Here we go. I'm going to open it. It's going to find Voicethread and put it in. See those little wheels here, the processing wheels, that's what you're going to see. And for a photo, it's really quite quick. When you start using videos, you'll see the longer the video, the longer those gears take. And it's very disconcerting because you're like, oh my God, is it really going in? But yes, with the video, it takes quite a long time. So sometimes you may want to walk away and come back. But with a photo, it's pretty quick. All right, now that I have my photo in there, I'm going on to the second part of the requirements for this week's assignment. I'm going to click on the photo, see how it's outlined now in blue, and I'm going to add a comment. So I'm going to go up here, number 2, and add a comment. So I'm going to click on this. And you'll see a little plus sign on the bottom, or it will automatically come up. If you don't see, there's the plus sign. See that little tiny thing, and you may not notice it. Click on the plus sign, and then all these opportunities to add comment will come up. And I'm going to do it. I'm always going to ask you to do it using the microphone. So make sure that you've allowed Voicethread to access your microphone. I've already done that. And it'll give you a countdown. So here I am in Voicethread, showing you my crescent lunge. You can't see it right now, but there's a little pencil icon on the bottom. I'm going to click on that and show you that in crescent lunge, and I can draw. In crescent lunge, the back heel is off the floor, which is what differentiates it from Warrior One. And in crescent lunge, some people tend to get wobbly. Even myself, I get wobbly sometimes. So I take my front knee, and one of the do's I suggest to people is pressing it toward the side, towards the baby toe side of the foot. So the baby toe side of the foot, you're going to press that knee outward toward it, and that will help take care of the wobbles. Another modification I want to suggest to people that have a tight hip flexor, the hip flexor's right here, is to bend the back knee. So you might want to bend the back knee down if you can't straighten the back knee entirely, but that would be a modification. I'm already doing a modification here in crescent lunge, because in crescent lunge, we really want to be arched back with our upper body and looking up at the ceiling. So I'm doing a modification just by staying straight up and down. But one of the do's I want to make sure I do in this position is to pull my scapula down. Both shoulders go down as I press my arms as straight as I can. And at the same time, I'm pulling my abdominals in. So those are some important do's for crescent lunge. This is a great pose to help stretch the hip flexors and to access and activate the back muscles. So I stopped recording and it's now uploading, and now I want to hit save. Yeah. So you can hear I don't know if you could hear it or not. I don't know if I said it correctly, but you'll be able to hear your feedback, what the comment is that you put on there. And if you like it, you can keep it. If not, you can cancel it and restart your comment. So I just wanted to let you know that. Notice that it says TS here on the side. Those will be your initials, whatever your initials are of your name. Test student is what I'm called because I'm the teacher coming in. So again, I can get rid of these comments and start again, or I can just keep it, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to get out of this and I'm going to submit it. All right. So I don't have to submit it. I can just keep it on here, but I want to show you how you're going to share it, which is the next part of this assignment. So I'm asking you in the discussion to share this photo with the comments that you put on it. So the first thing you're going to do is, I don't know if you saw that, I'm going to go back again and show you how I got into share. So the third point was share. You're going to click on that. And then once you get into share, you're going to go to who has access. That's the first thing. The tab that comes up first is secure, but the first thing you want is who has access. And it's by default set to private. It's really important that you put on anyone can comment. I'm the only one who's going to comment. Nobody else is going to comment on it, but it has to be set like that for me to comment. Make sure you go down here and hit save changes, or of course the default will be on private and I will not be able to comment and nobody will be able to see your wonderful work. So now anyone can comment and everybody will be able to see your work when you put it in the discussion. The next tab you want to click on is called Basic. All right. And in Basic, the default that's always highlighted is link, but I don't want you to link. I want you to embed in the discussion. All right. So you're going to copy the embed code. This is the embed code here. You're going to copy it. I'm copying it. It's automatically copied. All right. Now I can close this and I can go back to my original screen. And I'm going to go to the next assignment, which is discussion. All right, it's bringing us to the discussion, which is your experience and modifications. And I'm going to put my video here along with the answers to these questions. And these are the questions. How was your experience performing the entire vinyasa this week? Were there any modifications you used in this week's yoga practice that you want to share? Now, this isn't about the particular pose that you just did. This is about the entire vinyasa. So if there's anything in the whole vinyasa where you needed to make some changes, this is where you would answer that question. And how is your yoga practice affecting your overall spiritual and mental state this week? So here I'm going to put that in. So I'm going to click on reply. And you'll notice that this editing suite comes up here. All right. So I'm going to use these editors to put in that embed code that I just did. And so that's the first thing I'm going to want to do because I have it already memorized and copied. I'm going to go to insert. See insert there? And then I'm going to go down to the word embed. Okay, not a link. Link is up here. I want embed. So I'm going to embed it. And I'm going to just click. And I do Control V. You can right click and do paste. And there's the embed code. And I'm going to submit it. So there's my submission. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom and start writing my answers to those questions. So I really liked this week's vinyasa. It helped me deal with the stresses I am encountering being back in school. I had to modify so back the big toe, reclining big toe. Big toe pose, all right, or whatever. So this is the kind of thing you're going to be writing here underneath the video. And when you come back and look at your video, you'll see comments from me. And I'll also probably be using those pencils to point out certain things. Maybe I won't need to, maybe it'll be perfect, and I'm sure it will be, but I do want to give you good comments as well and give you some encouragement in your practice. So look for my comments on your own video. Nobody else's comments will be there. You'll see my comments when you click on my initials, which will be next to yours when you go look at your Voicethread video. So that's all you have to do. And then just click post reply. All right. And you're there and it's done. As you can see, there it is. And there are my comments underneath. And then you're going to reply to other students if there are other students that have enter, and that's it. All right. So I just wanted to encourage you. If you have any questions, you can email me, but hopefully this explains how to add a photo to Voicethread.